much just to steal a blue, but
Perhaps.
Hey, perhaps. But for Anivia, really relying on blue. That extra manager gen does so much for her. And St. Vicious can't quite push top just the same way that Hotshot can. I mean, Nidalee, you get that range harass. We've been seeing it all game, and we're going to continue to see it.
So now the key for Rosewill, obviously if they can force fights, then the game is to their advantage. And as the game progresses, we have a lot more potential for them to force fights, either by pushing towers or by forcing the Baron. Right now, CLG is trying to get that split push going. They do want to keep Vayne and Janna down in this bottom lane, but push a little bit more aggressively. So we see nice ward coverage through the blue. They will, keep it pushed up to the second tower. The concern for them is, though, we have Nocturne, with the long-range initiation, and then we have Shen with both his ult and teleport, which gives them a great opportunity for picking up 4v2 kills while CLG is split push. So having those global, teleport presences against the split push works very effectively. It'll be interesting to see how CLG responds. I
also really enjoy that Shen decided to rush the Randuin's Omen, because you think about it this way. We got Nidalee, we got Vayne, we got Lee Sin. 3 AD champs. You're going to get right in the middle of those team fights with your taunt. You pop the active on Randuin's, and you're good to go. Everyone's slowed. The attack speed's a little bit less, and that's going to be a prime opportunity for Rosewill to try and focus down one of the main damage dealers from CLG. And if they can manage to burst one of them down, that'll do so much for them, especially if Hotshot's away from the fight, just pushing up top lane like he usually does.
Yeah, and right now we actually see all 5 members of Rosewill coming up to this top lane because CLG was kind of forcing them to, and that's what the split push does. You kind of pressure a lane. Now all of a sudden they're thinking a fight's going to happen. They're all grouped up here ready to go. That gives Vayne an opportunity to continue farming down in that bottom lane and split pushing. We have Livingston coming in behind Anivia though, and he's kind of all out on his own while Hotshot is kind of sitting in this mid. So they have kind of successfully gotten out of there. The concern is whether or not Big Fat is going to have to use his ultimate, but he does have a nice bit of burst, and with Janna there to back him up, he should be fine.
But Judge Reinhold is getting caught out a little bit too far. We got the spears. Can we get another spear? No, we will not be able to. But as far as here, now trying to get aggressive on Big Fat. Livingston is still pretty close. We do have a shield from Shen trying to protect him from further harass, but Janna is there. If we go into a full-out team fight up top, Rosewill may have the edge since it is only a support, but we also see Ahri now trying to get the dive in onto Shen. Ahri is exhausted, but we do have Chaucer with the ult trying to push Rosewill away, and now Doublelift is in pursuit. Egg on Anivia. TMS, can we get revived? Can we get what we need? No, just barely not, but the Lux Laser just barely shaving Doublelift should be able to get away from this one.
Yeah, and so they're able to pick up the kill onto Anivia, but unfortunately the quick burst from Graves and Lux is able to take down Hotshot. Otherwise, they might have been able to turn that around. So they did get 2 towers, though. So 3 towers, actually. And that's the thing. That split push, even though it was a successful fight actually, it wasn't successful. It was a 1-for-1 exchange. Anivia for Nidalee. So, an even fight for Rosewill because they had such a large presence in that bottom lane, but it resulted in 3 towers going down. And now all the tier 2 towers are out, and if they want to continue to split push, they can, or they can kind of start pressuring all the lanes, and by pressuring, pull Rosewill out of position so that they can maybe pick up some kills, or even force a Baron while maybe one of them split pushes another lane.
Yep. I'm also looking at the item builds here on both of these teams. I'm specifically looking at Vayne because we have the Bloodthirster, 2 Dorns, and a Phantom Dancer. Graves, we have the Infinity Edge, and what looks to be possibly the beginning of a Zeke's Herald.
Probably not. It's probably going to be just a Zeal.
It could be a Zeal. Yeah, it could be a Zeal too. What am I thinking? Zeke's Herald.
Zeke's Herald's a nice item.
It is a nice item.
I wouldn't normally expect Graves to get it. It's just such a big investment for an aura item. And so we actually see, Nidalee pressuring down this mid lane while his team is going after this Baron, and they are going to be chasing after him for a second, but Lux threw off the E over the wall. They know they need to get out of there, and actually, even though the Baron was pretty low, they aren't able to finish it because they don't want to engage a fight, so CLG just going to kind of stall off for a little bit. Baron hasn't regen, though. Oh, no, there it goes. It did just regen, so they will have to redo it completely, almost being able to sneak it in there, but being very safe, don't want to, give an opportunity for an engage.
Yeah, but this also gives an opportunity for CLG. We see that Big Fat is just going to go on up top lane, clear out that wave. We're going to see Hotshot go bot, cleared out that wave, and Double Lift and Saint Fishes should be able to take out Dragon by themselves convincingly before Rosewill can ever get there. We could see an engage. Livingston, if you really wanted to, could just ult, get the vision we needed to on one of the members of CLG and continue the fight, but they're a little bit too far away, and they realize, listen, we have another split push situation. We got to go defend these things, or else we could lose another set of 3 towers in one push.
And this is why, you know, Janna's passive obviously is just so strong.
Oh, yeah.
They have the mobility where they can easily escape from fights without a hard initiation from Rosewill. And so at some point in time, they need to just go for it, send Nocturne in, you know, get them to stall them for the rest of the team to get there. But the issue is that we have the push top, and actually Shen getting pretty low, but the team is responding. We actually had the Flash Frost dodged by Big Fat. He's going to get some nice damage on Aspara, throwing off the Ignite, not going to be able to pick up the kill, but finally a dash out of there, and he's going to be safe. Even, you know, there's not really a whole lot of a chance for them to pick up those kills.
We saw TMS wait to put the wall up, waiting to see if Big Fat LP was done dashing around, but we put the wall up, still had one more dash on the Ahri ultimate, so it's a little bit of a mistime, a little bit of a misstep. Tried to keep her behind, tried to keep her in the ult, but you know what? We still managed to save Aspara. Mission semi-accomplished, but Big Fat is here back once again. Man, huge chunks of damage going down in Anivia right now.
Yeah, and the Charm protecting him from that wall off. We do see Hotshot getting some great damage, but now Graves is in pursuit. But the Lux Laser is not going to hit, so he is going to be able to back out of there. And in the meantime, while their attention is focused down bottom, we see CLG coming once again onto Baron. There are no wards because we do have the Oracles, but the rest of the team is coming. They, you know, kind of have an inkling that this might be happening. We'll see whether or not they can finish it fast enough. We don't have any wards, but actually the Anivia wall does give them vision, so they just immediately retreat. They know they don't want to even defend it. It is really low, but you don't want to just go after the Baron and risk it.
You're very cornered right now. We have to dash over the wall, but there's 2 more members of Rosewill there to meet you. We dash once again. We really want to get the egg. We really want to get TMS egged for future team fights. That thing's not going to be staying up. It is a little bit of a cooldown, but while they're engaging on Big Fat, rest of CLG is going back in on Baron, so they may get this Ahri kill, but they are going to lose Baron, and they realize this now. Livingston does pop the ult, reducing vision. So are we going to engage on anyone? No, the ult duration does end. So all that time spent chasing Ahri, CLG's like, you know what? Baron, let's go back there.
I'm surprised they're coming back in, though. Shen going to be able to taunt over that wall, so Hotshot being the aggressor here, gets some nice damage off. Like you said, they did get the Baron. I thought it maybe opened up an opportunity for Rosewill to engage, but CLG, just with perfect timing, is able to disengage very easily with the Shurelya's and with the Janna ultimate, and then the flash over the wall. It seemed like they might have been trapped, but able to get out of there. So not only do they have pressure on all the lanes, and the big thing is this top lane actually is pushing.
Hotshot's caught out a little bit too far out there. We do have the slows. We have the wall. Hotshot is a little bit trapped, but you know the rest of CLG is here to back him up. Double Lift and St. Vicious are there just in time, and Aspara is caught a little too far out, and the Ignite will finish him off. So now we see CLG pushing up the mid tier. Not only are they pushing up to tier 3, we also have minions in top and bottom doing the same. They've prepped it, they've cleared the waves, and now we have a very strange situation for Rosewill. They have to make some very rough decisions. Who are we going to send to all 3 lanes to try and defend?
And Hotshot looks almost unstoppable right now. It's very tough to kill him. St. Vicious with the quick Q into Anivia, able to pick up that kill. So with all these members down, 2 members down, we will have at least 1 turret going down. They are pressuring the mid. Bot is also close to ready to pop. We'll see whether or not they can get any inhibitors out of this. They should be able to pick up the mid inhibitor fairly easily. Then maybe they'll back up, continue the split push. But Hotshot, it looked like, you know, maybe it was Rosewill's advantage in that last fight. They were all pretty high health, but just chasing them down, not letting them leave so that, you know, they can pick up that kill. We actually have an engage here. The Charm going on to Shen, some nice damage, and it's just forcing them to back while they get this second inhibitor.
There's too much damage right now on CLG. They've gotten control of this game absolutely now. Now that they have the Baron, they can just take out all the towers, they can take out all the inhibitors, and Rosewill, they can't really contest this.
They just blew through all of those inhibitors. Yeah,
that's the damage potential we have right now on CLG, and that's, you know, due to, in some cases, superior farm or more kills, more assists, and, you know, Baron buff helps a little bit too. But Livingston will not be able to go to the back line there on Double Lift, and now the rest of Rosewill will just be cleaned up at their own fountain while the minions push. Hotshot, just don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't be like that. So we're going to see the Nexus turrets be pushed here. We still have quite a while Rosewill, they only have 2 members. The rest are not going to be coming soon enough, and this should be it. Momentarily, we'll see the Nexus being pushed. CLG commanding game 1 in amazing traditional CLG style, and that is it. GG, game 1, going to CLG.
Yeah, just really awesome play all around from CLG, just, you know, completely shutting them down with that split push. So even though we had some early advantages go to Rosewill and we were able to pick up some kills, we had a pretty aggressive team fight team. They were never able to quite pick off CLG, and CLG just pressuring the entire map. So